What is the biggest difference between cigar and pipe? What I am talking about must be the most detailed and scientific on the whole network, and you have never heard it before. First of all, both wrapper and binder of cigars are made from tobacco leaves with a relatively milder flavor. The leaves here get less sunlight, so the leaves are thin, good flammability, and light flavor. The filler is made from the finest upper leaves. The leaves here get a lot of sunlight and have the most protein and nicotine content, so the flavor is the strongest. The cigar as a whole uses sun-cured tobacco. Sun-cured tobacco is high in protein and nicotine and low in sugar. High in protein and nicotine, especially the filler section, are particularly high in protein and nicotine. This results in bitter, spicy, and foul odor during combustion. You heard right, the burning of proteins produces a foul odor. You burn your hair, you'll understand what kind of foul odor it is. Therefore, the cigar must reduce its combustion to suppress its bitterness, spiciness and foul odor. So how does cigar reduce the combustion? First of all, the combustion of a cigar is mainly concentrated in the outer ring that contacts with the air. The filler is wrapped in a thick layer of ash which makes it difficult for air to flow in, so there is not much combustion involved, and the filler burns much slower than the binder. So before the filler could fully burn, it was dragged forward by the binder. Wrapper and binder are burned at high temperatures directly exposed to the air, but because of their light flavor, they don't produce much bitterness, spiciness, or foul odor. And cigar tobacco leaves have very little sugar. Therefore, the combustion temperature of wrapper and binder is relatively not too high. Cigar has put so much effort into its structure to protect the excellent filler tobacco leaves and minimize the combustion temperature of the filler section as much as possible to give it nice flavor and reduces bitterness, spiciness, and foul odor. We can see, for excellent cigar, its ash is not snow white and doesn't break off easily. This also shows that the carbon inside is not completely burned into white ash. The combustion of carbon into white ash is a violent high-temperature exothermic process, so we must try to avoid it. The combustion of the pipe is at the top. If the combustion is not at the top anymore, we need to adjust it to the top with a rod, otherwise it will be easy to extinguish. This causes the tobacco leaves to burn into ash repeatedly and thoroughly from top to bottom. So the combustion part inside the pipe is actually burning at high temperature. That's why pipe tobacco uses Virginia tobacco, which has low protein content, as the base tobacco. The content of Latakia tobacco in pipe tobacco should not exceed 45%, otherwise it will stink. Because Latakia tobacco, like cigar tobacco leaves, is high-protein sun-cured tobacco. It is also best not to put crushed cigar leaves in the pipe, as it will stink. Cigars and pipes have their own merits. Cigars tame the most difficult cigar leaves, give the most beautiful flavor and the most beautiful aroma. For the pipes, you can experience different flavors and aromas through different blends based on the Virginia tobacco. Both are excellent in their respective fields. The sugar lighter shell is just simple and crude low-temperature combustion. It can create the sweetest and best aromas for all kinds of natural tobacco.